Good morning. Britain is back to Plan A as the government begins to ease COVID restrictions. People in England can now return to the office. Face masks no longer compulsory in secondary school classrooms.
Yeah, no longer compulsory, but the masks are staying on in some schools. The feeling from, in some areas, certainly of the country, for teaching staff and unions is that the case numbers and infection rates are so high that this is just too much of a risk. And certainly at this school, they're going to ignore the government guidance.
The changes were announced by the Prime Minister as he fought back against a plot by Tory rebels to remove him from office and the defection of one of his own MPs to Labour.
Can I start by warmly welcoming the Honourable Member for Bury South to his new place?
You have sat there too long for all the good you have done. In the name of God, go.
The immediate future of the Prime Minister now rests in the hands of civil servant Sue Gray and her investigation into Partygate. But who is this former pub landlord with a formidable reputation?
There was no mess in the bar, there was no rows in the bar, but you would have known that she was the boss.
There was IRA terrorists who wanted to take her car and hijack her car, and she actually said no and refused to get out of her car.
She's under a lot of pressure, she's under a lot of scrutiny, and I think that she'll handle that brilliantly.
And are you the proud owner of a conservatory? Or would you like to add one to your house? Well, it could be too late. Find out why the sun could be setting on one of Britain's best-loved home improvements, and it's all to do with climate change.
Thursday, 20th of January 2022, live from Television Centre in London. This is Good Morning Britain with Susanna Reid and Ben Shephard.
So our main news this morning, students and teachers in secondary schools in England no longer have to wear face coverings in classrooms. From this morning, guidance for people to work from home has also been dropped.
Ministers say the Omicron wave has peaked. They have pledged to abolish almost every existing COVID restriction in the coming weeks, including the legal requirement for people to self-isolate if they test positive. Nick Dixon is at a secondary school in Eastbourne for us this morning. Nick, the teachers' union is not particularly happy about face masks being removed in class.